Yeah, I'm sitting out here just grounding, reminding myself who I am, just grounding in alignment with Source, God, creation, my creator. And I'm looking at this water, right? I'm looking at this water. See the waves in the water? The waves in the water. No matter how full they are, they still remain. They still align. They still connected to one another. None of them are separated from the ocean. None of them are separated from themselves. Even though it looks like they're separated, they're still connected and they're still centered in its consciousness, right? So I say that to say this is no matter how many waves there is, no matter, and then it comes back to reflection. No matter how it looks like separation is there, no matter how it looks like there's a chaos there, no matter how many humps or detours or whatever waves there are, the waves are still going to be waves. But even in the middle of the waves, those waves are not disconnected from who they are and what they are, and that is source or the water. They're still, the waves doesn't separate them from the lake or the ocean. The waves are just waves, or they're just a define who the ocean is. So even in the middle of those waves doesn't stop the ocean being the ocean, or the lake from being the lake, or the river from being a river. The river is still going to be the river, and the lake is still going to be the lake, and the water is still going to be the water, regardless of how many waves or how many ripples it is in it. It's still conscious of its own being. So with that being said, stillness is still there. The ocean is still there. Consciousness is still there. And it's not gonna stop being who it is just because waves are waving in it. No matter how many ripples there is in it. It still reminds itself that it's still conscious of who it is, no matter who walks past, or what storm goes through it, or what the body of that day is, or what's going on in that moment. The ocean is still conscious that it's still the ocean, regardless of what it is, regardless of what it goes through in a day. So I say that to say this as a reminder to me, regardless of what you go through, regardless of what the experiences are, remember who you are, because those situations are temporary and they're passing through to remind you who you are, because you are still who you are, but you got to define who you are by how about who you connected to, and where your oneness is, regardless of what it is. That makes sense. That's wholeness, that's healness, that's awareness, and that's consciousness, and that's who you are. You're still who you are regardless of what you go through. But you define that by what your thoughts is about you. Have a good one. Stay focused. And remember, I love you and you cannot take it back. It's me, God. That's good.